Hey my YouTube fam, it's your girl Tamaja and I'm back again with another video. It is so hot outside, like it is like really hot. I know it's been a long time since you guys seen me post, but if you guys go to my what is it called? Composers. Anyways, it's at the top. You know what I'm talking about, like you go to the top and you just keep scoring, and then eventually you'll get to a point where you see like notes. I can't think about it right now because my mind is just so big. Like I am so like exhausted at this point because I've been recording so many videos. Like I can't even remember how many videos I recorded, because if you don't know, I have 3 YouTube channels. Yes, I have 3 YouTube channels that's up and running, and I have to make videos for all 3 of them. And this is my 3rd YouTube channel. I can't even think what I wanted to say. Okay, so anyway, the topic of today that I want to talk about is inspirational. But before we get into the topic, how you guys doing? How you guys been? I'm glad to hear you've been doing good. Alright, so before we dive into this discussion, what does inspirational means to you? Yes, you on the other side of the screen, what does inspirational means to you? Okay, so inspirational is like, when I think of inspirational, I think of like motivation and I said motivation. Well, that's exactly what I meant. I think of like motivation and like motivational to like my soul. Like it motivates me. Like it pushes me to keep going. Like it just pushes me to keep going. I am a very goofy person. Like half the time I cannot be serious. I cannot be serious. Like I'm just laughing a lot. I'm just a very goofy person. But anywho, inspirational is something that pushes you to keep going. It pushes you to keep moving forward. Everyone have their own definition of what inspirational means to them. So when we think of inspirational, we think of your words and actions. So what do you mean when you say words and actions? Well, exactly what I mean. I mean, your words need to line up with your actions, because it's like, if your words not line up with your actions, it's like what you're saying out your mouth is going void, because it's like it's pointless. It's like you're just talking to be talking, because you're not doing you're not doing what you're saying out your mouth. You're not showing what you're saying out your mouth. You're just talking, but you're not doing it. You get what I'm saying? Excuse the noise in the background. There is so much power in showing our words into actions. Think about that. That's food for thought. And I'm sorry if this video all over the place, but I had to get this across. This is a very powerful discussion that we are talking about. So once your actions line up with your words, you begin to see the movement of it. You begin to see yourself actually walking into it. Because now you're not just talking to be talking. You're talking and you're doing it. Okay? So now once you can see the movement with your actions, you begin to start showing it. It starts showing. You know, other people start seeing it. And now other people start seeing it, because it's not about what other people start seeing. You start seeing it as well for yourself. Right? So once it starts showing, you start growing. So for example, I'm going to use this for example. Like say if you used to have this habit, like if you used to be one of those person that you just like, you like to spend a whole bunch of money. Like you can't keep no money in your pockets at all. It's like your money just burn holes in your pockets, because it's like every time you turn around, you got to get this, and you're not knowing you don't need it. You just want to spend it because you got it. Yes, you just want to spend it because you got it. And it's just like, once you start going, you start realizing, hey, I need to start saving, because it's like I'm getting older, and it's like I haven't seen nothing I invested in. I could have did so much with the money that I have spent. Like I could have, instead of like spending my money like on this, I'm gonna use example, like on this video game, knowing that I don't need it because I already got it, but I just want the other version of it just because I have it. Or I want a 2019 Mercedes, knowing that I have a Lexus 2014 that I should be grateful for, but yet I want a 2019 Mercedes. And it's just like, I'm going to go get it because I got it. I got it in my pockets to spend it. And it's like the older that you get, you begin to realize like, hey, like, oh my gosh, like, I spent all this money when I could have possibly been a billionaire right now. I'm just using examples. I could have possibly been a billionaire right now, but I just been spending over the years. And it's like the more and more you grow, you begin to learn, right? So it's like the more and more, but before you start learning, you start improving. So once you start to grow, you start improving. You start realizing like, hey, that money problem that I have, I'm starting to see like I need to start cutting back from it. So instead of going out and buying like the whole grocery store, now I'm going back and buying the half of the grocery store. Or instead of going out and buying like I say for example, okay, you used to go to the store like every single day and you would buy like literally like let me think of a good example. You would buy like literally like 4 jugs of soda, knowing that you got sodas at home, but you would still go to the store every single day and buy 4 jugs of soda just because you feel like you have it like that. But it's like when you start growing, you went from that 4 jugs of sodas to 3, and then you went from 2, and now you at 1, and then eventually you started pulling back like, hey, why would I get this when I have it at home? You know what I'm saying? So once you started, I hope I'm not confusing you guys. If I'm going too fast, let me know so I can slow down. But once you started showing, you started growing, we talked about that. Once you started growing, you started improving, we talk about that. Now we at improvement. So once you start improving, you started learning, right? You started learning because you started doing things differently. And once you start learning, you can start teaching, because you can't teach someone something you don't know. Because it's like when you telling someone like, hey, this, how can you possibly tell them that and you haven't been through it yourself, right? Right? So it's like you speaking to them, it's like your words are going void again, because why? You haven't been through that. But when you've been through it, that's when the power comes in it. That's when the testimony comes in it. Now you can teach them it because you've been through it yourself. So the power start coming. Not only are they listening to it, you're making an impact on their life because you've been through it. But when you haven't been through it, it's nothing for you to say. But it's nothing with motivation. You can still encourage them and motivate them, but you can't teach them whatever they're going through or whatever situation. You can't tell them about it if you haven't been through it yourself. So once you start teaching, that's when that knowledge come in. That's when you start getting the knowledge with your teaching. Because it's like the more and more you teach, it's like that knowledge is hidden. It's like hidden, you know what I mean? It's just hidden. Alright, so once you get that knowledge, you get that wisdom. That's when that wisdom come in. Right? That's when it all started making sense. And you get the knowledge from experience of life of, going through this, going through that. And necessarily might not have to go through it. Life itself will teach you wisdom. You will begin to get wisdom. If you don't understand something, you feel like you need more wisdom, ask God and He will give it to you. He'll give it to you. You ask, you have not because you ask not. Right? So I'm going to end this with a food for thought. Keep going, don't quit. Remember what made you start. What made you start, and you keep going, and don't stop. Don't quit. Don't give up on you. Remember who you are and keep going, because you got this. You got it. I believe in you. You believe in you. And if you don't believe in you, today is the day to start believing in you. And start to believe in yourself and go for it if you haven't already. That's it. That's all. I'm out.